Welcome into the Chiefs Report. I am Harrison Graham, just a couple of hours removed from the Chiefs' first loss of the 2020 NFL season. Yes, the Raiders come into Arrowhead Stadium and put up a 40-burger as the Raiders win 40-32. I am stunned at this response. Derek Carr balls out. Chiefs defense gets shredded. And yes, there's injury news to get into. I've got instant reaction throughout today's show. But first, type your grades. Grade the Chiefs' 40-32 loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm giving it an F. This was a disaster. Look, you're not going to play your best every game, but the Raiders came in, they played harder, they wanted it more, and they brought the energy despite the Chiefs being at home. This was an F. The Chiefs, just because on talent alone, had a chance late, but otherwise they got absolutely outworked and dominated in this game to fall to 4-1 on the season. So my first takeaway is the offensive line, it got freaking whipped in this one. Now, let's start with Kelechi Osemele because obviously him getting carted off the field was a bad sign early on, and we now have learned that he tore tendons in both of his knees. Not one, but both of his knees. You knew it was serious when it was non-contact. He was carted off the field, and now he is done as he has torn tendons in both of his knees. Andy Reid didn't say if it was season-ending, but I think it's pretty obvious we will not see Kelechi Osemele, barring something unforeseen, for the rest of the season, if not at least for a while. So you look at the depth chart here, Osemele, was playing really well at left guard. He is now injured. I would expect Mike Remmers to hold that down the rest of the season. He came in and played fine, I guess, but the offensive line as a whole really struggled after Osemele left, and there's a lot of thoughts I have on them in a second. But first, what is your one-word reaction to Kelechi Osemele's injury versus the Raiders? I won't say disaster, but bad. It's a big loss. There's no doubt about it. Patrick Mahomes was scrambling for his life. The O-line struggled, and losing a starter, not very ideal. And something else we got to talk about with this offensive line is Mitchell Schwartz. He hasn't been great this year, guys. We got to be honest. He's allowed 3 sacks now. Gave one up to Max Crosby. I believe he had one of the holding calls today as well, as the Chiefs had countless holding penalties in this game. This O-line got whipped by the Raiders' front four. There's no way around it. Max Crosby, Furl, those guys, they were getting pressure consistently, and Mahomes was running for his life, and they couldn't establish the ground game either with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The run game was lacking. 10 carries, 40 yards, had a couple of catches, of course, but the Chiefs became one-dimensional very early in this game. And yeah, you're comfortable with Mahomes throwing it every down if he has to, but you like to have that option to remain balanced if you can, and the Raiders took that away. They forced Patrick Mahomes to throw more often than not, and he was running for his life. We'll talk about Mahomes more in just a sec. But are you concerned about the Chiefs' offensive line? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I've got concerns, so I'm typing my Y for yes, and not just because Osemele is hurt. I got concerns about Mitchell Schwartz. He needs to play a whole lot better. That's supposed to be the best right tackle in football. That has not been the case this year, so I'm typing my Y for yes. Also, help us out. Get subscribed to the Chiefs Report. 56 subs away from 8,000. Look, whether the Chiefs win, whether they lose, we're putting videos out because we are the #1 unbiased Chiefs YouTube channel out there because I keep it real. I tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This was a bad loss for Kansas City. More reasons why in just a minute, but just subscribe. Got videos going up throughout the week. Hit that big red button. Let's continue to grow. Let's get to 8K and then sprint all the way to 10,000 subscribers. And Patrick Mahomes looked human today. Like I said, the offensive line was a problem. Couldn't protect. He missed some throws. The receivers had some drops. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. But Patrick Mahomes wasn't great today. You got to be honest. 22 of 43, 340, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Now, that throw on the opening drive to Tyreek Hill that was called back, about a 65-yard dart for a touchdown, was an unreal throw, and he had a few of those. But penalties brought him back, and he missed some throws, and he almost threw a couple of picks on top of the one he already threw. Look, he wasn't great today. That's okay. He's human. He's not going to throw for 4 bills and 4 touchdowns every week. Not his best game. I thought the Chiefs lacked energy, especially offensively. It just wasn't great overall. So the O-line got whipped. Mahomes wasn't great. Number 2, not Kelsey's fault. For some reason, and look, he did drop one pass, but for some reason, Travis Kelce took to Twitter after the game and said, I have to be better for my teammates and coaches. This loss is on me, and the only way to fix it is to go to work ASAP. I'm sorry. I must have missed the part where Travis Kelce gave up 40 points against the Las Vegas Raiders. Because Kelce had 8 grabs for 108 yards and a touchdown in this game. Bro, this is not on you. This is on Travis Kelce. Sure, he's a perfectionist. He wants to make every play. I get that. I respect it. But on the list of reasons why the Chiefs lost this game, Travis Kelce is about reason number 15. Like, there's way more issues to get into from this one than Travis Kelce dropping a pass or two. He played well, over 100 yards and a touchdown, so I definitely don't blame him. I want to ask you guys, who do you blame for the Chiefs' loss today? I think overall, I'm going to say just the defense. You give up 40 points, you have busted coverages. We'll talk about the secondary later on, but the defense is who I blame for the loss, which is why I want to go to that side of the football. I mentioned the O-line got whipped. The D-line got whipped. I mean, come on. Derek Carr had all day to throw. Josh Jacobs was effective. Look at this front four. Your core four here. Of course, you got Mike Pennell, Passanio, some other guys who rotate in. 0 sacks, 0 tackles for loss from this group. That's just not going to cut it. You pay Frank Clark and Chris Jones a combined $40 million plus per year, and they give you 0 sacks and 0 TFLs. Not going to do it, bro. Josh Jacobs, yeah, the 3.3 yards per carry, not great, but some of that's just running the clock out, and the Chiefs are selling out on the run. He had 2 touchdowns. The Raiders were able to remain balanced, and the play-action game was very effective. So this D-line's got to be better. You got to generate more pressure. Got to stop the run earlier on. Again, all of this, it's one game. It's not a huge deal. But at the end of the day, you should beat the Raiders at home. This is a bad loss. There's no way around it. We'll continue here in just a moment, but first I want to tell you guys about these Chiefs face masks that are on sale. A lot of these up to 30% off at chatsports.com/Chiefs masks. You can get these solo ones that a lot of the players and coaches are wearing. You can also get 2 packs all the way up to 4 packs. chatsports.com/Chiefs masks. Remember, a lot of these on sale for today. These deals, they kind of come and go, so take advantage while they're on sale. chatsports.com/Chiefs masks. I'll put that link in the comments. I'll put it in the description. That way you can click on it. Boom, you can shop today and pick out your favorite Chiefs face covering. Let's talk about that secondary. Yikes, got shredded today. And look, at some point this young secondary was going to get torched. I didn't expect it to be against the Raiders at home, a team you've owned in recent years. Look at Derek Carr. This is a career game for him. And kudos Bashaud Breeland for having a pick in his first game back, but that was just a terrible throw by Carr. Overall, Carr dominated. 347, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, the 1 interception you'll take, but overall, he was in complete command of this game. Henry Ruggs, you let him loose twice. Not once, twice. I get it. The guy's a sub 4.3 guy. He's going to torch you once, maybe. But twice? 2 catches, 118, and a touchdown, including a 72-yard touch? Come on, guys. Got to be better. And it was wide open. It's not like they were contested catches for the most part. The touchdown was just straight down the field. No one's near him. Catches it in stride and walks into the end zone. Got to be better in that area. Who wins the AFC West? Type KC for the Chiefs. Type LV for the Raiders. Type LAC for the Chargers. Type DEN for the Broncos. I'm still typing my KC. I'm pissed off. I'm upset. But at the end of the day, it's one game. It's frustrating because if you would have won today, the division's basically over because you're 5-0 and the rest of the division has two wins or less. At that point, you can just coast. Now, all of a sudden, you're only up a game on the Raiders. But I still feel good about the Chiefs. I think this will be a wake-up call. It sucks. It's a bad loss when it comes to seeding as well. Like, you really need to beat Buffalo next week now, which, by the way, that Buffalo game has been pushed back to next Monday now because that Bills-Titans game has been moved a couple of times now. So next Monday, the Chiefs will play the Bills. But all in all, look, bad day, no doubt. I think a wake-up call, 12-game winning streak snapped. I half joking, half seriously flirted with the idea of maybe this team could run the table, but it's hard to do in the NFL. It's hard to bring it every week. I think at times this team gets bored. When they play high-level opponents, they show up. We know that. This will be a wake-up call for Andy Reid to say, guys, you got to bring it every week in the NFL. Otherwise, you can get beat. And that's what happens today. Congratulations to the Raiders. I expect the Chiefs to bounce back. big game against the Bills this upcoming week. Subscribe to the channel. We'll have analysis coverage leading up to that one here on the Chiefs Report.